Welcome to Moving Forward, sponsored by MPW Mocklink TV and Mocklink Internet, online at mpw.org. Each weekday morning, our local talk segment brings you the people who are helping move our community forward. Let's start the show.
Good morning, AM 860, FM 95.1, KWPC. I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for tuning in with us here for Moving Forward. As always, brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. Turn it on for $10 off. Right now, when you turn on Mocklink Internet TV and or phone services, you get $10 off each for 3 months. That's a $90 savings on 3 services for 3 months. Details at mpw.org. Again, I'm Jordan Davis. We're glad to have you here on this Friday. Although it is looking a little rainy outside, it's going to be a beautiful day nonetheless, just because the weekend is right around the corner. I've got in the studio with me Kirby Wynn from the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center. Hi, Kirby.
Good morning.
Hey, we're excited to have you in again. It's been a few months since we talked last, I think.
I tend to show up at Christmas time and then at the beginning of summer.
Yep.
And those are both challenging times for the blood supply. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm here.
Okay, well, we're excited to have you in as always, because the blood drives that you guys have over there at MVRBC is... It's important, and I'm going to let you run through all the facts and the statistics and all that kind of stuff, because folks, I think, need to hear it pretty regularly, because it is something that you guys are in need. You need to have people coming and donating, and while I know that in the past when we've spoken, we've got a great network of donors here, you can always use more.
Here's the story. We are the provider to Unity Point, Trinity Muscatine, and hospitals around our region. You could go to Burlington, the Quad Cities, Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, even down to Peoria now, and find blood components on the shelves of those hospitals that come from donors who give with Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center. And the fact is, those hospitals, they're always open, of course. Who never closes? Well, the radio station, the hospital, the police, fire, and so when it hits a time like this, 3-day weekend, right upon us at Memorial Day weekend, and summertime in general, the rate of blood donation goes down. But again, we're serving a medical community that never stops treating patients, of course. Mm-hmm. And so we need to keep blood on the shelves at a steady rate year-round. And so that's why we've got a special event next week.
Yeah, and so that's going to be May 30th, and you guys will have... be able to set up appointments. I'm sure there will be walk-ins, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, we do always see walk-ins at this event, and we like that. But also, if you know you're going to come, please do go ahead and schedule an appointment. That way we've got a slot for you, and it helps us anticipate what our, we call it donor flow, but what the donor flow will be like on the day.
And it certainly, it'll speed up your visit too.
That's
because
right.
If when they get a few more people that schedule, it's more coordinated. They're able to get folks moving through pretty fast. Yep. I mean, you already move folks through pretty fast. I mean, I think I've seen, when we were there for remotes, I've seen people come in and out of there in 45 minutes to an hour.
It can happen that way. Yeah, your process for donation is you got to register at our front desk. Then you'll do a screening, and that's a mini physical in a kind of a private room where we take blood pressure and the heart rate and check the hemoglobin level and all kinds of things just to make sure you're feeling healthy and well to give blood. And you'll also answer a questionnaire. That'll take a few minutes also on a touchscreen computer and make sure that we've got all the responses to that donor history, we call it. Then you'll go out onto the donor floor or to the chair where you'll actually make your donation. Sit down. It'll recline a bit. You'll spend maybe 8 to 10 minutes there, and then you're going to go have cookies, and some fluids, because it really is important to replace, kind of rehydrate a little bit. Let us make sure that you're feeling well after your donation. Then you'll be on your way. And if there's no waiting really in that process for somebody who's ahead of you, you'll probably be in and out in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, and that's great. And, it's a really easy way to really give back and make a big difference because, giving blood saves lives. That's no joke. And how many, you've mentioned before, how many folks can one person's donation affect?
Yeah, that's a great question. That one donation, the donor, fills a collection bag. You look at it closely if you like. There's empty bags attached to it. And there's probably 3 empty bags in addition to the collection bag. Sometimes there's 2. It just sort of depends on what our production plans are at that time. But most of the time, those empty bags, what they are there for is we use that in our lab to separate the different blood components. So we can divert the platelets one way, the red blood cells, the plasma product. You can impact up to 3 lives and sometimes 4, just depending on what products we're making. It's kind of strange to
Yeah,
consider
it is.
a
It's
blood
weird.
donation, as a product, yeah. But the donor provides the resource that we can utilize, and you are impacting multiple individuals with that one donation.
Yeah, and like Kirby said, the hospitals and such never stop. So let's say there's an accident over the weekend or something like that. Somebody needs blood. Well, that blood's going to be, it's constantly moving out of the donor center. You guys are constantly taking it from there to the hospitals all over the place.
I'm sure your listeners notice our vehicles all the time up and down the highway, because we go out to Burlington and over to Ottumwa and, of course, the Quad Cities and so forth. And unless those are going to a blood drive, which they might be, they're probably going between our inventory management and the hospitals, because we've got to have blood on the shelf at the hospital.
Right.
Whenever an incident occurs, the blood supply is everywhere at all these hospitals that we provide for. And then there's also a supply back at our headquarters, a distribution hub. And patient need, you might have a use at 3 in the morning and it's there, and that might be a real heavy use, and then we'll have a driver out early in the day to replace those units. There's really excellent communication between the hospitals and our distribution centers. We call it IMD, or Inventory Management and Distribution.
Okay.
It's a 24/7 job. We've existed for 45 years. I say that department, they haven't turned out the lights in 45 years, because they are always on the job, making sure that hospitals have everything they need.
Yeah, and that's such a great thing that we've got people that are so dedicated to that line, because for a lot of folks, I'm sure that's kind of the last thing that they think of when they're thinking about ways that they can help out. Giving blood. It's not something that immediately pops up. You think, oh, I can donate to the food pantry. I can go volunteer some time. Well, go and volunteer 45 minutes of your time and a little bit of your blood too. And and as much as that, I know that some folks are a little scared of like the needles and all that kind of stuff. It's really not as bad as as you think.
There definitely are folks, and it's just not for them, but it's also something that a lot of people think they were going to be nervous about it and maybe not feel well. Then they give it a try and find out, oh, that wasn't so bad. And they feel the best about it. You know, like, oh, I did this. I got over that hump and it went great, and I want to come back. And that's a great point you make about, we do tend to take for granted that there's always going to be blood available, because we don't ever have shortages. We do have strong donor support, and have what we need, but only because people step forward continually, and we always need new donors to step forward and fill that void. This time of year is even more important, frankly, because we've got a holiday weekend, end of the school year. We have such big blood drives at our schools, but not in June, July, and August. That's really a challenge for us this time of year. Yeah. And so we've got some great kind of donor promotions and things cooking that are part of the blood drive next week too.
Absolutely. And it's cool to think too, or not cool to think, but it's interesting to think that maybe is there any like direct correlation between the fact that it is summertime and people are more, and it feels like it's kind of a downer to say people are more likely to get hurt during the summer because more people are out being rambunctious in the outdoors than normally. But so it is important that you get in right now when they're having these big blood drives, and then you can set up for 6 weeks down the road. Is it 6 weeks? 8 weeks.
Yeah,
8 weeks down the road
days.
when you can donate again. So
That's
this is the perfect time when they're having their nice their big event. Oh, well, I forgot to ask what times.
9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
And it's all at our Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center location, our donor center here in Muscatine. It's right next to Hy-Vee. In fact, Hy-Vee is giving a 20-cent fuel saver to everybody who comes out to give blood. You register to donate. They'll give you a credit you can use to add to your fuel saver balance, which is something that we all love. You guys are throwing in a 4-pack of Adventureland tickets.
Yep. So
thank you very much.
That'll be hopefully somebody can take advantage of that, because I'm hoping that we have a nice enough summer that people can that the rain goes away eventually.
I know. On that one nice day we have, the park's going to be really busy, right? And one more thing donors will get is a voucher for a $10 gift card. So everybody's going to get that. Everybody gets the 20-cent fuel saver. Everyone is registered in our drawing for the Adventureland passes. And then we also have separately a $500 drawing that's for our full region. So not just this blood drive exclusively, but every donor who gives during the week, because Memorial Day is such a priority for us. We call it a critical week, and we'll have multiple of those critical weeks throughout the summer. So you'll be hearing from us about that. But next Thursday, the 30th, at Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center here in Muscatine, we'll be registering folks for that drawing as well. So a lot on the table, but most of all, it's the difference you can make. That's the reason to come out and give. We're going to give you cookies and soda and whatever you want along those lines and all those extras. But you'll know that you're making a great difference for a patient.
Absolutely, and it is such a big difference that you can make. Like you said, 3, maybe 4 lives affected just by your one-time donation, and then donate again after 8 weeks, and there's another 4 people that it could affect. You do have a really big effect when you go in and you give blood during these big blood drives or any time of the year. And we appreciate all the donors that have already set up. Folks that are returned that come back constantly and make those donations. I've seen the 2 or 3 times that I've been out there for remote. I've seen people the same. I've seen the same folks coming in for.
And what does that tell you about the experience they had, right? If they did it the one time and they keep coming back, I mean, I hope our folks who are considering doing this for the first time will realize that there's people in the community who they're out there. You can't stop them from coming every 8 weeks, and they've got great relationships with our team at the donor center. They do a wonderful job, and we love that, and we love seeing people, of course, for the first time also.
Excellent. Well, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to be out there next. It's Thursday.
The 30th. Next Thursday. Yeah,
and,
May 30th.
We'll be out there as well, so be looking out for that chance at the Adventureland tickets as well, and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Oh, hey, I forgot. Let me just say our web address for this event, bloodcenter.org/Muscatine.
Okay, does that change between some events?
Yeah, we post new information. If we'll do this again actually in August, we'll have new info at that same address, bloodcenter.org/Muscatine. Each time we update the dates and maybe what the prizes are and that kind of thing. And then again in December, at the holidays. But this is our focus right now. But yeah, just remember that, very easy, bloodcenter.org/Muscatine.
Excellent. Well, be sure to go and visit it. Get scheduled today because you want to be able to get in there bright and early on. So they start as early as 9 o'clock.
9 a.m.
Schedules?
Yeah.
All right, well, do it, folks. It should be a great time. Can't wait to see it. And thanks again to Kirby for joining us this morning here on Moving Forward. Thanks, Kirby.
Thanks, Jordan.
This is Moving Forward, brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. If you're not hooked up to Mocklink Internet, TV, or phone services, turn it on for $10 off. When you turn one on and get $10 off each for 3 months, you save even more when you bundle 2 or more. Details at MVRBC.org. Again, I'm Jordan Davis, Moving Forward, here on the voiceofmuscatine.com.
This has been Moving Forward on KWPC AM 860 FM 95.1, the voice of Muscatine. Moving Forward is brought to you by MPW Digital TV and Mocklink Internet, a designated Blue Zones worksite. Browse to mpw.org. And remember, Moving Forward, local guests making good things happen in the community. Weekdays at 8:15.